Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 4 Veer-submitted levels, so in this part I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more Veer-submitted levels, starting out with this one. Pink Stone Mines by the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with 22 plays and a score of 6. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if your level is covered, expand the description. So this is looking to be a traditional level. Somehow I dodged all those enemies beforehand, but yet I got hit by the Gachapon projectile. Would have preferred if these chainsaw gabules were first introduced in a safer environment. Good checkpoint placement. I'm a bit suspicious of that teleporter though. Oh, it sends me over here. I thought it was an alternate route. Well, that's a safe way of introducing the Sparkman platforms and when to immediately get off. Which is elaborated on in the next screen with these spikes. And I didn't get off fast enough over there. No worries, the checkpoint was right over here. Oh, this screen. Well, that wasn't too bad either, as long as you pay attention. Another good checkpoint placement, especially after that spike-heavy segment. And now we're in the waterfall segment of this mine, I suppose. Nice escalation of challenges with the Sparkman platforms. Before we were using them to travel upwards, now we're trying to push them upwards in order to go downwards. And that was just a screw up by my part. Using the count bombs there for some breathing room to get the totem pole in a time to shine, so you don't just instantly destroy it. Now we're combining usage of the count bombs as well as Sparkman platforms. And I guess it's the mini boss room with a combination of Gachapon and totem pole in. Although it's a rather easy room. Also, a good idea of putting a checkpoint right after a mini-boss encounter. And now we basically need to dodge the shooting gallery of these totem pole-ins. Although really it isn't that tough. Well, I could go for that E-tank, but I'd rather not risk it. Unless there's a checkpoint really close by. We're going for this sort of challenge, I see. I do like how at the end we're combining usage of the Sparkman platforms and count bombs. This stage has nice challenge escalation, nice checkpoint placement, nice introduction of most gimmicks and enemies. The only complaints will be the chainsaw gabules, and nice recombination of gimmicks at the end. So good work, the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a solid traditional level, 7.5 out of 10, or 7 out of 10. It's an above average to almost good stage. So it's basically a dodging fight. It's kind of like playing hopscotch with Mega Man. Well, I got the pattern down. You basically need to diagonally jump to the left and back to the right. Once you get that down, this fight's easy. It's certainly unique from the other Ringman encounters. Second level on the lineup is Woodman Remix by Tony Logan, with 13 plays and a score of 0. This is their first Mega Man Maker level, and it's pretty simple and easy, so I'll provide my suggestions through on out. And just like many of the other level creators in Mega Man Maker, I'm sure they'll improve as they create more and more levels in the future. We all started somewhere. I'd say that almost all of us created bad levels at first, or rather subpar ones. Rather generous checkpoint placement. I mean, the stage isn't that difficult anyways here. You may want to fill in the blank screen to the left there. And at least this hostile encounter was placed in a more difficult environment. aka it's not completely defenseless. And by walking to the left we gain access to the Metal Blade as well as the Atomic Fire. Both of which I guess are Woodman's weakness, especially the Atomic Fire. Yep, this certainly feels familiar. The first opening section was basically almost the same as the original, but it is slowly changing up. Though not enough for my taste. Overall, this was kind of a bleh or meh stage. Add a unique gimmick, vary up the terrain more, maybe add some new enemy types in, and I'd like the stage more, because as it stands right now, it's below par. Boring to below par. Sorry if I am a bit harsh here, but all of our first levels tend to be a bit on the not so good side. I will say that the hot dog encounter was different and a bit challenging. Plus I did like how you hid the tanks as well as special weapons, although they weren't that hidden, honestly. Third level on the lineup is All We Had to Do Was Follow the Darn Train CJ by MAGMAX with 27 plays and a score of 3. I know this is a reference to Grand Theft Auto. And I guess this is a train station or something. Here are some free tanks, which I'll gladly take. Getting on the train wasn't that difficult. I was expecting it to take a bit longer, but nope, we just need to jump into the teleporter there. And that was it. Nothing more to say about that stage. Fourth level in the lineup is Underground Man number 387,189 by Hydrochlorination with 17 plays and a score of 2. Gosh, already 3 levels done in under 12 minutes. Good checkpoint placement. It seems that those picket men die from 4 hits to the crystal eye, as well as 4 hits to the power stone. And the bomb thrones get 1 shot by the crystal eye. And there's me almost dying. And there's me dying. I should have done a quick reset of the checkpoint. And it seems that the Power Stone can just 2-shot the carries. Somehow I slipped off there, I was holding left. Due to the placement of that first rock throne, it can potentially snipe you if you don't pay attention or quickly react. Made it on my first try, and thank you for putting a checkpoint right after that one. Usually I at least die once over there. And I guess we follow this crash lift upwards. It always gets stuck on the screen transition until we transition upwards. After all, this is not the Magma 2 engine. We cannot transition upwards on those types of objects. And I guess it's the end of the stage. That was a bit of a worrisome pause there. Out of the 4 levels I played in this part, this is easily the hardest one. Although the previous ones weren't that difficult anyway. And most of the deaths were my fault. And this stage had the same length as a traditional Mega Man level, but honestly it was kind of on the boring side as well. Well, it certainly makes sense that a drill bomb just blows up Stone Man. But honestly, this was kind of a meh and boring stage, rather forgettable. Fifth level of the lineup is Red and Purple by Lenny, with 28 plays and a score of 5. So we start out with the Thunder Beam, Gravity Hold, as well as Rush Coil. And we're quickly introduced to the coil platforms and ring platforms. And now we're being introduced to the Potons as well as the Bombtrons. They're introduced a lot better in comparison with the previous stage. And I knew there was going to be a secret down over here. It just looks so suspicious. Speaking of which, I always point out when enemies are introduced correctly because the majority of stages made in Mega Man Maker, they don't do this properly. I can understand not introducing the enemies in Fortress stages and assuming that players already know how they work, but for traditional levels, it's tantamount to good design. Thank you for the checkpoint here. Wait a minute, is there a secret to the right? Let me double check. Nope, no secret to the right. I thought there was going to be a secret to the top left and the right route would lead to the rest of the stage, but nope. I guess in order to collect that E-Tank, I need to damage boost off of these enemies. But I already have an E-Tank, so I'll ignore it. I think that was a trap on the left. Good thing I didn't go for that extra life. I mean, there's a checkpoint right over here, so there's no need to. And as this is a traditional level, this is the end of the stage. Getting a lot more traditional levels in one part than usual. Now we fight Ringman again. Raz, this is gonna be a problem. That was close. If I took another hit there, I would have died and had to fight Ringman the hard way. But luckily, I survived with a sliver of health. I don't think Ringman had a weakness there, it's just that the gravity hold dealt 2 points of damage per hit. I probably should have gone for that extra E-tank, especially due to that boss fight. Sixth level on the lineup is Blue Fortress by MAGMAX, with 11 plays and a score of 3. So this fortress is going to be blue colored, of course. And unlike Green Fortress, this fortress is immediately blue. Here we have this menacing face. Another menacing face. And as this is a fortress level, it's assumed that you already understand how the quicksand emitters as well as ring/coil platforms work. Good thing I just jumped over it using the oil slider. Thank you for the checkpoint here. Yep, I now have to jump on top of these. Do I have to slow down here? I guess it's a good idea to slow down here, just in case. But it was not necessary. And now we're traveling into the maw of this beast. Thank you for the next checkpoint. Let's try it again, shall we? Wait, can I make it using... Can I make it before those rolling drills spawn in? Nope, not quite. This is another way of doing this. And we have to fight this boss as Proto-Man. Well, that isn't too bad because he has infinite charge shots. And yet I still end up dying because of the conveyor belts and Ringman's high contact damage. And I don't mind this previous screen because of the checkpoint right before it. So that was the end of Blue Fortress. It's certainly shorter than Green Fortress, and I'd say it was straight to the point and a bit more fun. It's a bite-sized fun piece of a stage. 7th level in the lineup is Conduit Chaos by Team Mabrick, aka Marine Craigs, with 12 plays and a score of 4. By request of the level designer, I'm using a mod called Mega Maker Repainted, which recolors the tile sets. Like these tile sets, for example, they now have a more faded bluish purple tint to them, which fits better with the background waterfall aesthetic, and yet still the reddish brain breaks stand out from the background, so they won't be camouflaged. Also a nice introduction to these enemies. And this background used to have a more grayish tint, now it has a more bluish purple tint. Remember, if you have any custom requests like custom music or custom assets, please let me know in your level submission text. I'll be glad to fulfill them if they're possible. Thank you for the free M-Tank there. Oh no. This sort of jump. Thank you for the damage boost over there. Well, I guess I'll go down the pit then. I guess the path to the right is actually an exit path from some other pathway. Yeah, I knew this was a bit suspicious. A lot of these tap jumps I see. Well, it wasn't too bad, it wasn't a lot, it was just 2 or 3 of them. But I'm always wary of these. We have the choice of playing as base or getting access to the skull barrier. I'll take the skull barrier. It seems to have a better versatility. And this is where the 2 pathways link up with each other. Well, I didn't think I was gonna land on top of Rush Coil, but I did by accident. So in order to get this E-Tank, I need to damage boost on top. So in order to get this E-Tank, I need to damage boost off this Skeleton Joe. As such. At least that's how I think you're supposed to do it. If I had access to slide jumping, I could make it. Unfortunately, that missile fish just ate my skull barrier. This is becoming the hardest level to part now, mainly due to the spikes more than anything else. It's not unbearingly hard though, so that's a plus. Thank you again for the checkpoint. Can I make this? Nope. In order to make this, I need to be playing as bass. Then again, if I was playing as bass, I would also have access to the treble boost, which would have made that previous segment a lot easier too. This is one of the reasons why I chose playing as Mega Man with the skull barrier. Of course, I could also make this section easier by using a treble boost, so I guess it balances out. And the Skeleton Joes are more of a threat than usual because I can't just one-shot them. Definitely the most difficult traditional level of the part, but at the very least it was enjoyable. And at least it's not Ringman. Unfortunately, Crashman's weakness here is the Gemini laser, which I ran out of. And at least Crashman took double damage from the Buster there. So, out of the 7 levels I played in this part, I'd say that Conduit Chaos was my favorite level, and an honorable mention goes to Pink Stone Mines by the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And part of the charm of the stage was its graphics, its unique graphics provided by the mod. Remember, if you want custom graphics, make sure to send me a mod and I'll make sure to showcase it. Same with custom music. Too bad we can't mod in custom assets. If that was possible, that would open up a whole new realm to Mega Man Maker. Even if you couldn't upload the levels to the servers, you could only have the custom assets in your local levels, I'd still play through them and it'd still be a major breakthrough, and add a lot of fun customizability to more advanced stages, and add a new breath of fresh air. Perhaps in a future version revision, that'd be neat to see. Not just neat, amazing. So in the next part, I'll be covering several more viewer submitted levels. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!